Hey, good morning, good evening. Hi, Annie. Welcome to the
Hi,
Annie and Mindy show. We're so happy to be here with you today. I am Mindy Stern talking to you from Israel. And
and I'm Annie Callis from Melbourne, Australia. I am mad love today.
Mad Love, explain that. It sounds like opposite things.
Hang on, it says there, Daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl. Okay, that
This
makes
is
a little bit
this
more
is
sense.
this is what's her name? Oh my God, what's her name? She's a character from one of those Marvel movies. I forgot now. She's got the pink ponytails that she kills everything and everyone.
Only because of the pink ponytail she does.
No. She's just vicious. She's I can't remember anyway. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but this is one of her tops. So
I get
I
it.
really like her, and my niece really likes her too. So
My son is
you,
a
you,
big Marvel fan, big
yeah,
time. Every movie
yeah.
that comes out from Marvel, he's like the first day in the cinema when there was cinema.
Now, I seriously, and I talk about her all the time. That is,
You're
that
looking her
is.
up, right?
I'm looking her up now. I don't even know what to put in.
Marvel ladies, Marvel ladies.
No,
Well,
that's not.
while you're looking for her, I'm just going to continue our conversation that we started just before I clicked the record button. You were saying about how yesterday everything was in the flow. It worked beautiful, fantastic, and then today, it's flowing, but you're not really sure in which direction.
It's just, like yesterday, I achieved so much. Like, and seriously, like, things were just coming. I was just like, wow. Like, I tried to journal about it, and then I got interrupted, and then I got interrupted. I'm going, I really want to journal about this win, and I can't journal about it because this person is wanting something, that person is wanting something. But the thing is whatever they want is still good stuff. But like, I have my focus and I'm going, ooh, I want to ride that wave and I want to do that thing. I was so cool. And then I go, and I don't know if you saw my post yesterday. I talked about the placebo and the nocebo effect.
Okay,
right? So the placebo effect is that if you believe that it will work, it will. Even though, and this is based on some experiments that they did in the past in the medical field, that they gave people sugar pills, telling them this will make them feel better, and they got better.
Yeah.
There's a placebo effect. Now the nocebo effect is like, if you don't think it's gonna work, it won't. But it's also the nocebo effect is the fear of being let down. So you are fearing that feeling when something doesn't turn out. So that's another explanation of the nocebo effect. And I'm bloody having nocebo effect today, because yesterday was like, I didn't even think about it and things were just working out. And I thought, surely it's not going to happen again. Of course.
Your thoughts create your reality. That is so amazing when that happens. It's so amazing.
Right? And I'm just like, why'd you do this to yourself, Annie? Because I actually had a good day. I had some really good stuff happen today too. But just the vibe is not the same because I thought about it.
You thought about it. Yeah, that is it.
So that is really interesting.
Yesterday is what we call a green zone day.
No. Yesterday was golden.
Golden. Wow, that is so cool.
I cannot remember if ever or when was the last time I had something like yesterday.
Really?
It was just superb.
That you were in your element.
I got up with Matt Newton sending me a message saying thank you, because when I did Miracle Morning on Sunday, he came on and I went ballistic. I was like, oh my God, Matt Newton is here. He's my conditioning coach, and he is like the man that helped me change my life, my mindset, my this, and look him up. And I put his link into the comments box, and I was just I think he was on it for like 30 seconds. And then he said, you know, and he goes, this is what I was talking to people, that they can't do everything on their own. And there you go, and you say all these nice things about me. He goes,
Wow.
thank you, and I love you. So I get up to this message, tears.
Wow.
And from then, it's just one thing after another. I'm doing Miracle Morning with Julian, and Julian is my son, and it's shifting things for him, for me. He loves it. And we are reading Mac's book.
Which one? The D Factor?
The Power.
The Power. Nice.
The Power one. And in the Power one, so he's reading yesterday, and Mac is talking about the placebo and nocebo effect. And I'm like, I thought I discovered something, because I did some, I did some work when I worked with my last couple. When I worked with them, I was looking for the word expectations.
Yeah.
Because there were very high expectations in that. Are you having a Mac juice?
Mac shake. Mac shake. From
Mac
Mac
shake.
Newton.
Mac, this is the Mac show. We should send it to him, say, Mac, this is for you. He's such a blessing, that man. And he's going to be on our call tomorrow night.
I'm so looking forward to that.
So am I. So I'm going to have a nap beforehand so I can stay up. And we read, and I thought, when I did this expectation, I saw it tied it into the placebo nocebo effect, and I said, wow, I thought I discovered the world. And then Julian is reading the book, which we've been reading for a week and a bit, right? I comes to the placebo and nocebo effect. I said, what does this mean today? Mac's book, placebo nocebo. And then I remembered that I actually created a post, like a meme, about a few months ago, about, so I designed like a pill, and half of it placebo and nocebo, right? And I went, oh my God, I've got my post for today. I don't need to worry about what I'm going to post. So then I put it up. People were like, I had all these people look on LinkedIn at my profile, and I had people responding in our group, Women Leading into the Future. Yeah. So there were some women that started talking there. Then I had people saying all this stuff in Facebook. I'm like, wow, what a ripple effect this is.
Yeah, amazing.
So then I go to coffee shop with my son, because we were hungry. Before, I had to take him to this place here, like a social security and whatever. So I had to go with him, because my boy is 18 and he's getting his own card, and he's getting his own my gov number, and talking about empty nesting this year. This year's not on, honey. Yeah. You know what it's like, right? So we have a coffee, and then I thought, oh, I know that somebody sent me a book. I want a book in this sub-competition, right? On meditation, which is something that I'm interested in doing. And then I win the book on meditation, right?
Wow.
So she sent it to me months ago, because it's coming from overseas. I go to my PO box, the book is there. Huh? Right?
Wow.
So I'm like, this is fantastic. Then we go to Social Security, and normally you put aside a whole day, because there's so many people there. There was nobody inside.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody. So we went in. Receptionist was divine. So she says to me, she goes, is your son 18? She said, you're not old enough to have an 18-year-old. I said, I'm 54. She goes, oh my God. She goes, you look amazing. She goes, I feel ancient and I'm only 4 years older than you. I said, it's how you feel on the inside. Anyway, so she was helping us, and she was so sweet and everything else. And Julian had a really good experience, which is great, because usually to this place, it's not always a good experience. So then when we left, I said, hold on. So I went to the supermarket and I bought her a bunch of roses. So I went back and I put it on the counter. She looked at me. She goes, what's this for? I said, because you're magnificent. And she's like,
oh my God, Annie.
So she went all red. She said, I'm so embarrassed. I said, don't be. I said, just be a receiver and receive it because you deserve it. And I left.
Wonderful.
And she was like, I don't think something like that has ever happened to her. And I feel so blessed that I spent the last 10 years studying, learning, and changing my life, because now I can change the life of others. And we're doing it in that whoever's watching, that banner behind Mindy, that's what we're doing. We're helping people change their lives, you know? So boys are welcome too if you want to join, that's fine. But it's about, this is not about women power and chick power. This is about leading with love and with nurturing, you know? And the world needs it. The world really, really needs a bit of loving and yumming up, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's done. Julian did his back in yesterday. The poor boy could barely move.
Yo.
The chiropractor works till midnight. He's so busy. And they slotted him in.
Wow, that was great.
So we come home, and then I get a message from one of my clients, and she goes, Annie, you literally changed my life.
Wow.
How's that?
Oh my God.
And all I did was I helped her out with a presentation that she has to make in her business, and I gave her the opening template. You know, the facilitation opening template?
Yeah.
And I said to her, I'm going to give you a gift. I go, let me show you something. And I took her through it. And then she went and redesigned her whole program.
Really?
And she took 2 people through it before the event. And they just went, they have never experienced anything like it. God bless Blair Singer, right? So Blair Singer is our mentor. So that's not all. Then I get a text from this guy who's giving me the number of a guy that I really would love to help. And he's actually quite a prominent person.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my God, the opportunity to help this guy, but even if I just talk to him. So we booked in for next week.
Oh my God, amazing.
So and that's not all. And then that other lady that I signed up the other day that you know about, she sends me a message. She said, I had the most spectacular day after our meeting. You know, Mindy, what we do is amazing. And I'm just there going, anything else? Like seriously, like anything else? Because the day, just one after the other. And then Natalie Dahl, she goes, are you ready? And I'm going, for what? She said, I booked you in for this week. So I was one of the guests, Mindy.
Oh, I didn't know about it. Oh, that's so funny.
And we did something that really, really rattled everybody's feathers. We had a fight online.
You didn't?
Yes, we did. The 4 of us. We were having a go at each other. We were insulting each other. We were cutting each other off.
On purpose?
Sorry?
On purpose?
Yes. But nobody knew. And today, when I got up, all these friends of mine going, this is absolutely disgusting. I can't watch any more of this. It worked.
Wow.
We did it really well. And then we switched and we said, this is what happens in life. Wow. It was perfect. Wow. Absolutely perfect. And so many lessons. And like, I learned so much from it myself. Well, I tell you what, it was, I actually got really involved in it, and it almost felt real.
Really?
So just, yeah. And I put myself in the position that what if this is happening? And I clearly wouldn't, I definitely would never want to react like that in a situation. So which means that as you know, people who are in the public eye, we need to make sure that we do not take anything personally.
Right.
Yeah. You know it. You would know it.
Yeah.
You know? And this is the thing, is that you are those people that don't understand us, that something, we trigger something in them that don't respect us, and we just cannot take it personally. Yeah. So anyway, so that was my day. How was yours?
Oh my God.
Thank you everybody for letting me download what is I don't think I have ever experienced anything like it. And when it comes back to, if we bring it back to the placebo and nocebo effect, right? When I think about being disappointed, I don't want to be disappointed. I'm living into that. But when I truly believe in something at my core, eventually in some way happens, because it's all I feel. It's not all I think, it's all I feel. And you know, like it says there in the background, leadership beyond uncertain times. I am so certain about certain things, not many, but just some things. So, you know, I think what my recommendation would be for people to really connect to your dreams and really connect to your goals, because they do come true, because they're so meaningful to you that inadvertently, and you don't even know, but subconsciously and unconsciously, you do the necessary work.
You do. You do. You attract it. You become attractive like a magnet if it's in alignment with you, if you connect to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I want to just mention something about this gold zone. You know, one of the things that we learned from a guy called Alan Walter, who we didn't learn it directly from him. However, he created this whole methodology of knowledgeism, and we have learned from his team, and our mentor Blair Singer, who we speak about quite often, learned with Alan personally. And Alan has this scale of beingness. You know, he explains our mood systems and success on this scale of being. So there's like a red zone where shit happens, and that's where we are physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Like you say, placebo, nocebo, they are in the nocebo, the people who are in fear, you know, not present here and now. They're looking in the past. They're afraid of what's going to happen in the future, and they're being affected by that. They can't really get out of their own way. So that is a situation of red zone. And then as you go up, you get into a yellow zone, where there's things that are moving a little bit more, but you might be in like this kind of, you know, survival mode. Always have to be active, doing, to get things done in order to maintain level, stability, levelness, you know, calmness, that it goes, being fluid. Where most people, unfortunately, most people are in a mixture of the red zone and the yellow zone in their lives. And then when you start working on yourself, like you said, Annie, and sometimes it's naturally, and sometimes it really takes work to go up the next stage, which is into the green zone. Green zone is like flowing. You know, when people say, like you hear it a lot in sports, when you're in the game and everything's working and your feet are doing what they're supposed to do and your body's doing what it's supposed to do and you're getting goals or you're making scores or whatever it is, whatever sport you're in, they say it a lot of times, you're in the zone. Have you heard that?
Yes.
It's in the zone.
Yes.
And that's the green zone. That's the zone there that, you know, things are flowing. You're happy. You're on target, online. Things happen with relative ease. You know, you're doing things, but you know, you're doing things. A small effort makes a big impact. How many of you have had those days?
Yeah.
What you're explaining about yesterday is, and you mentioned it, is the gold zone. That is when, with no effort whatsoever, you're in total alignment with the universe. The universe is totally in alignment with you, and everything happens for you in the best possible way. Just being present is a joy and a celebration in the gold zone. And I think that, you know, it's so great that you get to have that, to live a day like that, and then understand and celebrate it, because your mind will create more of that reality if you connect with it and work with it. But I think that's what we should all be striving for, that alignment, that sense of presentness, being so in tune with ourselves. And that's what my belief, you know, I think it comes from that being so in tune with yourself and doing the right thing for the right reasons and being one with, the universe, the creation, whatever, the oneness, the energy, whatever you call it, that's when people get into the gold zone. And I think that that's something we should all be actively striving for, to work on ourselves so we can free up all of those things that are, holding us down the scale, and just release the energy so we can be the big, great people that we were meant to be. So
I just love the way you explain this. I'm going to watch the recording. I love the way you explain this, because I know what it is, but when it comes to explaining, I'm like, the red zone's the bad zone, the yellow one's like, yeah, green zone is a good one, and gold zone is like, wow. And that's the only way. That's how I know it. You're so eloquent with your words at most all the time, and then when you explain things like this, but this is the beauty of sorry, my eyes are itchy. The beauty of all of us, that we all have something that inspires the other. Like, you inspire me all the time. And now I sit there and I go, what would Mindy do? And I go, oh yeah, Mindy would have been organized by now. Yeah, that would have been, she would have done it like 5 hours ago. I'm still thinking about it.
Well, as long as you're thinking about it in the green or the gold zone, it's cool.
Yeah, well, but I think, as we were as you were talking and explaining the zones, I sort of tried to think, why was yesterday so amazing? And it was because I had one thing and one thing in mind, which was to be there for my son. And he was like becoming his own man in another level, like he's got a beard and he's got a hairy chest, he's got hair on his back, and then he goes booga booga ooga booga, and so he's still 12 there, right? And so he's this 3/4 of a man, and then a quarter still a boy kind of thing. But yesterday was a big deal to get his own Medicare card that he had to attach a bank account to.
Wow.
which I opened up for him. So I opened up a basic account and a savings account, and he just withdrew some money from that and gave it to me so I can invest it for him.
Wow.
So, and when I coach him, he actually pays me, right? Now, of course, I charge him a very minimal amount, but I still want him to learn the value of money. And as a mother, I'm so proud of my own mothering, because clearly I created, and so did my former husband, we created a safe space for our kid. So whether he's with me and whether he's with his dad, and even though we have arguments, the typical stuff, but he still feels safe. He knows that this is just clashes of wills or different perspectives. It's got nothing to do with safety.
Yeah.
And I tell Chris is my former husband. I say to Chris all the time, I said, I'm so proud of us. I said, we did a great job. And he goes, yeah, we did. And that's all that matters, because Julian is our future, You
use the word a lot, legacy. You even posted a few days ago, I saw, what kind of legacy do you want to use?
Well, he definitely is, because, he has many friends from school that seek his counsel.
Wow.
Yeah. I even said to him the other day, because I coach him, I go, okay, I think we need to revisit your goals, because the goals you did last time, that was last year, but now you finished high school, now you're in university. I think you need to have a look, because you achieved almost everything you wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay. And he mentioned a friend of his. I said, why don't we get all your friends together? We charge them $5, because you want them to understand the value of investing in themselves. And I said, I'll do a little goal setting program for them. Sounds good, Mom. I said, we'll make it happen. So let's see.
Nice.
Let's see.
That would be fun
So
to do it.
have you done anything like that with your kids? Like any type of learning, studying, or anything like that?
Cash flow. The only thing that we do as a learning thing to get a formal learning thing together is on cash flow. We play the cash flow game a lot, and they love it. They love it. You know, they love talking about it. And then we talk about investments, and they have investment strategies and what I'm going to do, and they're looking into things. And so the cash flow is a big thing. But you know, as I learned coaching, I started learning coaching probably about 14, 15 years ago. My whole life changed. My vocabulary changed. So 15 years ago, let's say 15 years ago is my kids are now 20, almost 21 and 23. My daughter just had her 23rd birthday. So what is 15 years ago? She was
8.
8. My daughter was
8.
8. My son was 6. Okay. So in their formative years, they got exposed to a totally new language that is very focused on personal development.
Yeah.
You know, so we might not learn together, but life together is a growing experience for me and my children. A lot of lessons, and you know, the way we talk to one another and the way we support one another. And I had someone say to me this week, I have a girl and a boy, and they're 2 years apart. And someone said to me this week, it's very unusual that your kids would be such good friends and help each other out so much. I was like, why? I mean, and again, why is it unusual? But it made me think, okay, why is it unusual? And my kids are totally committed to our family unit and supporting one another, and they know what their values are. I mean, we've gone through values. They know what's important to them. They support one another. They support me. We support each other. And my son plays football or soccer. I don't know what you call it in Australia. My daughter dances. And it's like all for one and one for all, without any kind of effort on my part. You know, and if we have family dinners, we have family dinners once a week. There's not even a question. I don't have to convince anybody, or, you know, family is it was always a very big value for me. And it turns out that I have passed that on to my children just by the way we work together, the way we act together, interact together. You know, my family unit is gold zone. I think that is the best thing in my life. You know, and I've got a lot of good things in my life, but my kids are a light unto the nations. My children are beautiful. They're so well balanced and happy and optimistic, and they work through things so easily. Really, and they share and they communicate with one another and with me, and you know, they say it as it is in a nice way. And whether it's good or bad or different, whether it's about me or them or about themselves, they share things that they're feeling or thinking without, like you said, without any fear. It's obvious. It's in a way that is obvious, but I guess it's not obvious. You know, we usually take for granted the things that we do and the things that we know because we do them and we know them. So why doesn't everyone do them and know them? Because they're, you know, it's not magic, you know, but
Yeah.
if you
Well,
manage to do something so good and so beautiful.
I just learned something that I wasn't consciously thinking about, is that, as you said, you've been teaching since the kids were 8 and 6, so they grew up around this. Well, I've been doing personal development for 10 years. And the first program that I did, they also offered it to little kids from 8 years above. And they said at the time, and I said, how are they gonna understand? I mean, it took me 3 days to really get my head around what you guys were trying to teach. And they said, well, look, it's different. We triggered for the kids. I said, but his attention span is like limited. And they go, kids, they fuss and play and do whatever, but they hear everything you say. I said, okay. To this day, Julian says, oh, that was so boring. I said, yeah, I know. I said, but when I say to you, what do you make it mean? You know exactly what it is. Oh, yeah. So, so he's been around. So everything that, and my discoveries were like, I thought like all this was a different world. But everything I learned, the breakthroughs were so amazing that I would go home and if something would happen at home, then I would explain it to him the way I learned it. And then he would go, okay. He's so similar to me in character. So it's like, yeah. So now when you said that, I'm going, hang on, he was 8. He was 8 when I started. There you go. So today, this year is 10 years since I started my personal development.
Wow. Wow.
Need to chuck a party. Man, I tell you, as soon as you know what I did the other day?
What?
I looked up flights to Tel Aviv. From $1,500. Is that in my budget, Mindy?
We're gonna put it in your budget. Are you crazy? I told the whole family already that as soon as the sky opens up, I'm going to Australia.
So I was just like, I'm itching. Like when I'm not allowed to go anywhere, it's like, by now I would have been somewhere in the world where I actually would be planning going to Kilimanjaro in July. So I kind of went, oh my God, I can't go to Singapore. I can't visit my sister. And seriously, I'm getting clients in other countries.
Yeah.
And I have more clients in other countries than in Australia.
I love that the world is so small.
It's brilliant. Thank God for the internet. This is just the most amazing thing ever. Even though I don't get a lot of it, and especially when the internet's not working, for 3 days, it has been so slow. I just sit there and I watch the circle. I'm getting mesmerized by the circle. Next thing, I want to go to sleep because I have been, But I tell you, as soon as the skies open and if the price is right, I'm on a plane to you, baby.
Yeah, baby, welcome.
I'm on a plane to you.
Welcome.
So,
fantastic. You are always welcome. And then we'll do the Annie and Mindy show live together on one side of the world.
from your gorgeous balcony.
Oh my goodness, my goodness.
Yes.
My squash plants are starting to flower and my lemon tree is flowering and I've already got some peppers growing. My first pepper came out. It's a hot pepper. So yeah, it's nice. I think this weekend I'm going to make, what's it called? Pesto. I have a big, nice bush of basil. I think I'm going to make basil pesto. And it's just really beautiful, my little garden.
Wonderful. Well, by the time I get there, you're going to have like a whole veggie garden.
Yeah.
You're going to be eating fresh stuff. I tell you what, I'm very inspired by you and my other girlfriend, Roberta. And Roberta said to me, why don't you get a planter box and plant something in your backyard and have some herbs and I'm thinking, well, I like peppers, capsicums.
Yeah.
So maybe I should plant some capsicums and plant some greens because I eat a lot of fresh food. I very, 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 very rarely get a can of something. I never. I just
But it's so nice to go out into your garden and take a few leaves of different types of lettuce and a little celery, and I have Swiss chard. Or if you're gonna make a shake, I take one big leaf of Swiss chard, put it up, and put it in my shake, and it's really fun.
Well, I bring my garden in, so when the trees or the bushes flower, I cut them down and I bring them in.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Nice. All right, I think we got probably to the end. So I hope this was. I hope you guys love this. We share with you our challenges and our wins and our lessons through this Annie and Mindy show, and it's like, for me, I just cannot see a week without it now because it's such a great way of sharing information.
Yeah.
Information with people rather than making it really official. This is a fun way of learning.
Fun way of being together. So have a great
Till next,
day. Thanks
till next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.